everyone, it's Kelsey here. So today the first part of this video is going to go by really quick because there's a lot of cutting and lining up paper. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through the process a little bit. I printed out some of these photos. I printed three of them out. They're wedding photos that I had, obviously from when I got married about 5.5 years ago. Um, and I loved the papers in this kit. It's from the April Hip Kit, and I happen to have the Amy Tangerine Rise and Shine paper pad because I actually wanted to use um, this yellow heart paper, but I liked it a lot, and so I can't remember why I pulled it from my stash, but then I found out they were obviously from different color lots, and they were very, very different colors. It was kind of strange. So one was this like really bright yellow, and the other one was kind of a more, I don't know, just dull yellow. It was still a nice color, and it's the one I ended up using, but I am glad that I saved that bright yellow piece. So I cut all of these squares in half diagonally, and now I'm just laying them out on my gray paper just because I wanted to kind of get a feel for um, how I wanted the squares laid out. But I really, really loved this yellow and orange and pink color combination. I mean, I guess it's not super orange, but those polka dots on that paper are kind of a pink and um, like an orangey yellow, kind of like a, I don't know, like a buttercup. Is that the right color? I don't know. So I started out and I was trying to line this up, and it didn't work perfectly, um, but it came out and it looked straight. So even though I was like trying to measure, my measurements weren't perfect, but I just left a little bit of a gap in between the triangles to form those squares. And I am going to end up stitching them down. So I'm just using um, a little bit of adhesive, not too much. And I'm just, like I said, adhering those down, and I will stitch those. And that's why this part is going so fast, because it's kind of tedious. And then the next part will go a little bit slower, um, just because it will be time to embellish. And like I said, I just really love the way this layout turned out. I don't know if it was the colors or if it's because I was doing something different, or what, but I just really love the way it turned out. So I have these three photos, and they're all of me. They all have me in them. One is with my husband, one is with my mom, and one is with my dad. And so I just really liked these kind of like relationship photos from my wedding day. And I'm going to primarily use the April Hip Kit and the whatever Rise and Shine um, ephemera and embellishments that I have on hand, because um, that's one thing I like about the Hip Kit is that it gives you products that are out on the market, but that I might not have chosen for myself, or just ones that I can buy other pieces in the collection and coordinate it with, if that makes sense. So I already had some of the Rise and Shine papers and embellishments on hand, so it just went perfectly with the collection since it had a lot of Rise and Shine stuff in it. So I ended up using that and other stuff from the Hip Kit. And I did decide to go ahead and turn up all of these seams or edges where the seam is. And then I realized I didn't actually need to turn up the seams in the middle of the diagonal because that's where the photos are going to go, and that kind of needs to lay more flat. But oh well. And you have to be careful if you're doing a layout like this to make sure that if you have elements like the cameras, their hearts, that you want to make sure that they're facing the right way. It's really easy when you're doing squares to turn them upside down. And luckily, I try to keep track of that. And luckily, mine all turned out right side up. So let's see. I ended up basically making all three of these squares mirror each other just with different colors. And I just love the way this turned out. I like the gray in the background, and I like the bright colors on top. And then I like that there's just small embellishments on each of the photo clusters. And it just, I was very, very happy with it. The title, at first, I wasn't happy with it, but I do kind of like it now. And you'll see where I go with that in a little bit. So here's the washi tape book from the Rise and Shine collection. And I'm just bringing in that a little pop of green, um, just because I thought the layout needed a little bit more green to possibly pair it with that Meet Me in the Sunshine, which I think I'm going to put on the bottom right corner. And also just because there are two guys in the photo, so the pink, peach, yellow combination is a little bit girly, obviously, but it is wedding photos. So, um, obviously, it can be girly for wedding photos, but I just wanted to try to have a little bit more of that green kind of put in there. So, I happen to find these little pieces, the yellow piece and the pink piece, and then this um, green piece, that they're just all very similarly sized and shaped, just little rectangles. And so I was able to put those in all three of the photos and just kind of embellish those a little bit. And then I put that wood veneer tag on there. And here I'm trying to look for something that will make a good title for the layout. And I wasn't loving anything that was on these word stickers. So I've set those to the side for a minute, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to look through my Maggie Holmes open book and my Dear Lazy Serendipity stickers. But ultimately, I do come back to the Amy Tangerine stickers just because that's the direction I decided to go in. But for now, I'm going to look at these word stickers that came with the April Hip Kit. And I really love these for the fact that um, they are all the same words in different colors, because it turns out that I needed a lot of phrases in different coordinating colors, and it just went perfectly and smoothly to find words that worked um, with each of the photos and worked with the color scheme that I already had going on. And here is where I spill all the sequins. And so I was like looking around my room and I was like, I need to figure out how to store my sequins. And my husband was like, oh, yeah, well, I don't know. I'm sure you'll think of something. And I was like, no, I need to figure out storage for them right now because they just spilled all over the place. I want to get one of those like pillbox holders. I've seen a lot of people have them and I really want to get one, but I know they're probably a little bit pricier because they're not just a pill box that you can get like at the pharmacy. I don't think. I think they're actually sequin storage, but they're just a little bit different. So for now, they're in a basically trash. They're just in a little embellishment plastic storage piece. I don't know what you call it, but there's no lid on them, so they're bound to be flipped over and lost, and I'll find sequins on my desk 5 years later when we're moving or whatever. So, yeah, sequins. I love them and I hate them. I do like that we got this kit because, or that we got sequins in the kit. It's something I never would have purchased for myself, but I'm always saying, oh, a little sequin would finish this off just fine. But I never have sequins because I never buy them. So I really liked these blue ones. I think they added like the perfect little touch, just sprinkled across the layout and brought in that like blue green color that I wanted. The sequins are definitely more blue colored, um, but I think it tied everything in together quite nicely. But I just didn't entirely love the placement of the sequins, so I would maybe adjust that if I were redoing it. There's like too big of a cluster in the middle, I feel. So I'm just sprinkling those from the left to the right. And the one that was on the wood veneer, I think ended up falling off. But but I did use the little flower sequins. You get four colors of sequins. You get the light blue regular sequins, and then you get these larger gold pieces that are kind of like flowers. Um, and then you get some smaller pink and dark pink flower sequins. So you actually get quite a few pieces. But and I have already used them on a couple of layouts, so pretty proud of myself, even if that's all the sequins that I used. It's more than I normally would use, so go me. So like I said, here I'm looking, see if I can find something for the layout, but these stickers are all really, really large. So even though I liked them, they just didn't fit with the size of the layout. So they go back onto the sticker sheet. And I don't know. may what else? What else am I doing? I don't know. Oh yeah, I was gonna put us, but again, it just didn't really work. I just, excuse me, I didn't really like it. I'm kind of hiccuping here. So I go back to this, and I'm looking, and I see this always, and it kind of goes with the square that I had already put down that says "Meet me in the sunshine," and so I made the title "Always Meet Me in the Sunshine," which definitely isn't necessarily like a wedding layout, but it was, a sunny day on the beach, so I thought it worked well enough. Titles are not always my strong suit. I always want to come up with these awesome titles, but most of the time I just don't. And that's pretty much going to finish up the layout. So I really enjoyed this layout. I found a place for my sewing machine. So I was really happy that on like the first weekend that I had my sewing machine out in my craft room, I actually used it to stitch on the layout. So you'll be able to see more details of that in the still photo. So if you follow me over on Instagram, or if you head over to Instagram, I'll include a link below in the description box on YouTube, and you will be able to go see a still photo of this layout, and hopefully those stitching details will show up a little bit more. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Please hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up if you like this video, and I will see you again soon with another one. Have a great day.